Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul
They're gonna run out of cheeseheads soon!
The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It's your man Cloudboy Bales, and welcome to another episode of WizKill Sports Weekly. I have not made an actual episode in a very long time. I've been just kind of busy. I had no laptop, so I couldn't record. And of course, it comes in the nick of time just at the start of the Bucks playoffs. So, it's been a very interesting season for the Bucks this season. The Bucks will be facing the Miami Heat. One-seeded Bucks, the best record in the NBA, will be facing the Miami Heat. The first game is tomorrow at 4:30. It should be a very interesting series. Only because I'm like, Miami, they are... I wouldn't necessarily count them out as a bad team, because this is maybe a tough opponent that you might even be facing in the first round as a 1 seed. Now, I'm sure the Bucks will win this series because they have the home field advantage and all that stuff. But honestly, you know what? This has been one of the most unpredictable unpredictable seasons ever. Giannis is up for his third MVP. Probably won't win it, but he had himself an unbelievable season. And I give credit to everyone else where it's due. Brook Lopez had one of the best defensive campaigns. Drew Holiday was an all-star. Bobby Portis is up for 6th Man of the Year. And, basically the team literally was without, Middleton for, almost the entirety of the season, which is insane. The Bucks literally did everything humanly possible to be wow, we're going to be, shocking. And then they traded for Jay Crowder without giving anybody really up. Shocking. This team has so much depth. It's scary to see what this team can do in the playoffs. Of course, this team is led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez has pretty much been the big three for the team this year. We haven't seen much of Chris Middleton, obviously, because of the injury problems that he's had this year, but hopefully he does make himself an impact. We might actually be without him in the playoffs. He's been practicing, but he had another minor sprain a couple weeks ago, so hopefully his status is okay. Grayson was the final spot. Hopefully he makes a big impact. Other guys that have made a great impact off the bench, Bobby Portis, you got Pat Connaughton, Joe Ingles. You even got Javon Carter, who was a random pickup last year, who had an unbelievable season. And Jay Crowder, who they got in the trade. So they have so much depth. Honestly, I don't know who Bud's even going to sit, because it's crazy. I have no idea what's really going to end up happening. So in the end, this team definitely really has a lot going for them. They're the best team in the NBA, and they have a lot riding on them. So, talking about the Heat, we split against them this season. I think the first 2 games were played without people, so these games didn't matter. In the second games, we played at home, and we had most of our people. The last game we played against them was just domination, because that was when we had our team. I expect nonetheless that the Bucks should probably win this series, only because Miami just didn't have the greatest season ever. They're led by Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero. Obviously some great guys that can really produce some wins. I don't know what it is about Miami. They always have a really good season or a really bad season, and they just go halfway in between. I don't know really what to think of Miami, if they're one of those teams that it's going to be they might actually give the Bucks a hard time, or maybe the Bucks are just going to be too good for them. I don't know. That's what I'm still trying to decide, because I don't know where to really place it. Because Jimmy Butler always does good in the playoffs, and you never really know what to expect. So I think the Bucks need to know how to utilize their depth, and that's what will make them win the games, of course. They have so much depth on this team, I don't even know what to think of it. It's very scary, but what's sure is playing a team like the Heat, in the first round is very troubling because, we've had some history with the Heat in the playoffs. 2020 season, they beat us in the second round and we had the best record in the bubble. Heat went they obviously went on to the finals, but lost to Lakers. And then the next year we swept them. So, we've played Miami a lot of times. This will be the third time in the last 4 years. So, honestly, we know how to face this team. This team does do good when it defends Giannis. And honestly, we really need to utilize the depth. And this importance is Giannis can win these games, but everybody else needs to be a factor in order to win. And I think a team against Miami is a good start because, most importantly, you're going to probably be facing teams like Boston or Philly in the end. So you need some good teams to really start your basis on. We will obviously face the winner of the Knicks and Cavs series, but it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting play-in games. Obviously, I don't know what else to think of it, but it's going to be a fun playoffs. I'm very excited to see how things go. But I want to know, what you guys think about this. What do you want to go into this series? I don't really have anything to say because honestly, basketball has just become more of a non-defensive sport in the regular season, and no one really shows any effort until the playoffs. At this point, that's really what the NBA has just become at this point. It's just been a showcase at this point. So really, I want, once we get down the field in the playoffs, I think we'll have a better understanding of how they are. But playoffs are officially here. Obviously, it's just been very shocking. I'll end this video going over some superlatives on who I think will probably win the awards this season. I say Joel Embiid wins MVP this season, even though it will probably be. I feel like it should be Embiid, but I feel like they'll still give it to Jokic. Mike Brown should be the coach of the year for the Kings after leading them to the playoffs after missing 16 straight years. That's just incredible. As much as I want Bobby to win Sixth Man of the Year, I think it's going to go to Emmanuel Quigley of the New York Knicks. And I want Brooke to win Defensive Player of the Year, but for sure I don't know how it's not Jaren Jackson. And then, most improved players should be Lauri Markkanen, and clutch players should be De'Aaron Fox. And Rookie of the Year should be Paolo Banchero. I almost missed that one. But yeah, it should be a very interesting playoffs. I'm excited to see how things end up. If you like to see what more content out of me, please subscribe and comment with your thoughts. And game is tomorrow at 4:30 on TNT. We will see you next time.